corporations. We're here today with the Kick Big Polluters Out campaign because corporations, big polluters, fossil fuel companies are interfering in every level of climate policy making. Corporations and fossil fuel corporations in particular interfere at the national level, setting countries' policies before they even get to COP. Then we see them sponsoring the negotiations with corporations like ENGIE and EDF with ties to coal and fracking, sponsoring the very forum that's supposed to come up with a solution to climate change. We see this interference at every level, and we are saying enough is enough. We are calling for the parties and the UNFCCC to kick big polluters out, and that is why we're here today. Enough of the deadly status quo. We need to kick big polluters out so we can create real solutions to climate change. So now I will pass it over to Anissa, and then from College of the Atlantic Earth and Brackets. So Anissa.
So we're all here at the UNFCCC COP21. UNFCCC was signed in 1992. Until today, we do not have a clear, fair, and just climate deal. And we cannot ignore the correlation between the fact that corporations are sitting in the COP, or rather the COP is in the pockets of the corporations, and the fact that we don't have equity in the climate deal. There is clearly a marriage between the UNFCCC and the corporate seducer. And what the corporations are actually doing is providing us with misleading information that makes us believe that they are putting forward the real solutions to climate change, when in reality they're promoting solutions that are false, such as carbon capture and storage, biofuels, geoengineering, and carbon markets, which don't do anything. In reality, they keep business as usual going about, they keep the wheels in the fossil fuel industry turning, and they don't address the key issue with climate change, which is the fact that fossil fuel industries exist. We're not keeping fossil fuels in the ground, and we don't have a just energy transition, and that really needs to happen right away. So what we need to do is not agree that they're the problem, right? And they cannot be part of the solution. And so we need to kick big polluters out of the COP right now.
The COP process is broken for the same reason that many of our democracies are broken. Real solutions come from the bottom up. Real solutions come from the people. And in this process, in many of our democracies back home, the voice of the people is being drowned out by the overwhelming influence of an awful lot of money. In my own country, the United States, this political process has been eroding for decades, and now it is reflected in every one of our, or actually virtually every one of our presidential candidates and politics across the board, those special interests. We're seeing those special interests specifically throughout the entire negotiating text at COP21, from finance to long-term goal to the Paris. And we can trace it back and look exactly at who is lobbying for which policies. And it's not the governments, it is the corporations. They're allowing for these loopholes that Anissa just described. Real solutions have to come from the people. We cannot do that effectively until we get the big polluters out of the process and give the people a voice. So we need big polluters out of the COP, we need big polluters out of global politics, and we need big polluters out of our democracy.
Big polluters gotta go! Hey, hey, ho, ho! 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 Big polluters gotta go!
Democracy, don't block it. Cops and corporate pockets.